Hey there, sharks. Welcome to today's presentation, Summer Projects for Computing and Engineering Students. This has been prepared for you by the Cortex Labs, and the voice you are listening to is Wanda Martinez. We put together a list of ideas of things that you can do over the summer for those of you that are waiting to hear back on your full-time offers or may have lost your internships, or for those of you that may just want to get started on doing something fun and exciting over the summer that is related to your career. Now, this is just a list of things that we thought of and some ideas, but if you come up with different ideas, please go ahead and try that out. Just make sure that whatever it is that you're working on is something that you can then use on your resume or emphasize on a cover letter, or maybe bring up in conversation. So if an employer, if you get an interview and they ask you, what did you do over the summer? You have something that you can mention that is related to your career. Some things I'll be covering with you are this newer concept of micro internships, hackathons. I want to talk to you a little bit about self-directed learning and how you can apply self-directed learning to individual projects as well as group projects. And I usually like to throw a little bit of networking in there because networking never hurts. First one up is micro internships. We found this great company, Parker Dewey. You can check them out at parkerdewey.com, that offers this concept of micro internships. So what is a micro internship? They are short-term, paid professional assignments, and they're very similar to what you would be giving as a new hire or as an intern. Think of an internship broken up into sections. That's more or less what a micro internship would sound like. It's really project-specific work, and they can be as short as 5 hours in a work week to full-time 40 hours in a work week. And they can be as short as 1 week and as long as 1 month, typically, to complete a project. Micro internships are a great way not only to get experience, but also to connect with employers and show your value and learn some new skills while you're at it as well. Next one up is hackathon. A hackathon is a great way to get to know others and put the skills that you learned in the classroom to good use. A hackathon is any event of any duration where people come together to solve problems. They are typically completed within 24 to 72 hours in length. And when they're in person, they typically take place over the weekend, starting, let's say, on a Friday with presentations made on Sundays. They usually have about 2 to 5 individuals in the group where you take out your laptop and you start hacking away. Now, it does depend on the type of hackathon. There are some hackathons that are mostly tech, and there are other hackathons that may not be all tech. For example, now during COVID, you may see some hackathons if it's related to solving some sort of issue for COVID-19 that may include some tech, someone maybe from the medical field, and maybe a good presenter or a good business person that can help put this presentation into place and sell your idea. So for anyone entering the tech field, participating in a hackathon is a really good learning experience, and it'll give you a unique opportunity to build your networks. One of the best things about hackathons is building that network. Online hackathon resources. These are just some examples of some hackathons that you can participate in, but please note there is a plethora of online hackathon resources. If you go on Google and you just type in online hackathons, you will find many more. Some of them have a fee associated to them, so do look out for that. And some of them are free. Some hackathons have prizes attached to them and others don't. So look for something that suits your needs best. First one I have mentioned here is Major League Hacking, MLH. They're an organization that was created by hackers, and they welcome beginner and seasoned veterans as well. And they partner up with some of the world's leading brands. DevPost is another great organization that works with Venmo, IBM, Microsoft, Qualcomm, and many more to bring you opportunities so that you can practice your hacking skills. I've included the websites on here, but you can find all of this information. I've placed it in Handshake under the resources tab, or you can send me an email. My email is wmartinez, martinez @nova.edu. I wanted to show you a screenshot of the MLH website to give you an idea of some of the hackathons that are out there. As you can see on here, these are all available digitally, and they even have some fun names like Hackalarious. Now, if you are a freshman student or a student that has never heard of a hackathon, this may seem overwhelming to you. Don't let it be overwhelming. Just to give you an idea, last semester on campus, we hosted a hackathon, and the hackathon was open to undergraduate and graduate students. We had some freshman students that were really hesitant to participate, but they decided, let me go get the experience even if I don't win. Well, 2 freshman students won that competition. And I wanted to include on here a short video that I found on the MLH website with a student that's walking you through their process and what they went to. Hopefully that'll put your mind at ease and give you a little bit more information. Feel free to go check that out. And there are tons of other videos on there. You can go on YouTube or Google online and find other videos just to give you an idea of what a hackathon is and what your experience would be like. Here is a screenshot from DevPost. I wanted to show you here, see, some of these are found online. You could click on these and find out more information about the hackathons. You can see the prizes, if they offer prizes on here, when submissions open, and how many participants have already signed up to be a part of this specific hackathon. As the days get closer, the number of participants probably does increase. But go ahead and check them out and see if there's anything on there that would interest you. A great resource for looking for hackathons, if you want like a one-stop shop for searching for these hackathons, is Eventbrite. Many of the hackathons that I found, I saw on Eventbrite, not all, but a lot. And the nice thing about Eventbrite is that you can filter out by different criteria like date, category, and price. I found this one, for example, on their Developer Week Global, but there were so many more on there. You can go on there and search. You can always also do a plain Google search with maybe the date that you're looking or the month that you're looking to complete a hackathon. That's also another great option. You can also decide to do a hackathon for good. So Hacker Earth is a great company that provides not only hackathons, but they have shorter programming challenges. It's a great starter. And they also have coding competitions. So let's say you're not ready for hackathons, but you want to start dabbling with some other concepts. Coding competitions and programming challenges are a great resource. Next up, I'm going to be providing you some ideas for self-directed learning. But before I give you those ideas, I wanted to talk just briefly about the learning process. What is self-directed learning, first of all? It's the ability for you as a student to formulate a plan, identify the tools that you are going to need to be successful, and to come up with some strategies to manage your own learning. Remember, you're not going to have someone pushing you. So it really does take everything within you to make sure that you accomplish these goals. I found this 4-step process really useful, and I wanted to share this with you. The first one is assessing your readiness to learn. And this involves conducting a self-evaluation of your current situation, maybe your study habits, your support network at home, and maybe evaluating some of your past experience with self-learning and coming up with a plan that works for you. Remember, you are the one developing your own plan, and it has to be things that work for your schedule and your needs at the end of the day. So the next step is setting some sort of goals around that. So create some sort of plan that works for you. For example, I am a morning person. When I want to read a new book, and I love reading books, I know that for me, the best time to read, or actually I do audibles. So the best time for me to listen to my book is definitely the morning. And after about half an hour, that's it. The book loses me, unless it's really interested. And then when I get in my car, I continue to listen to it then. So create a plan that works for you. Start off maybe with some sort of monthly goals, then break that down into weekly and into daily goals. make sure that you're engaged in the learning process. So apply the knowledge that you have to new situations, and make sure that when you pick a project, it's something that really interests you, or something that you may be excited about, or maybe something that you want to learn about that you previously don't have much knowledge on. Then evaluate your learning. And this can be either like your learning goals, daily, weekly, or monthly. I like to evaluate when I'm working on a project. I usually evaluate every couple of days. I don't wait an entire week because that's a long time, and depends on if the project is just 1 month. If I evaluate after the first week, I may not have an accurate assessment of my performance thus far. So pick something that works for you, and hopefully these 4 steps help guide you in the right direction. I wanted to provide you some resources to help you in your self-directed learning process. First one up is LinkedIn Learning. So LinkedIn Learning, for those of you that remember, used to be the old Lynda. It's a library with free courses for NSU students on a wide variety of technical and non-technical topics. What's nice about LinkedIn Learning is that you can filter. So let's say you're looking to learn C++, you can go ahead and type that in the search bar and look for your results. Another nice thing about LinkedIn Learning is that they offer courses with certificates. So you can look for those as well. The next one up is Google. Google has so many resources on there. They have resources put together by Google and other organizations as well. And you can use this to supplement maybe some of the work that you've learned in your classroom. Google even has, and many of these as well, have opportunities for you to practice your technical interview questions. So that is a great tool. Let's say you're not ready to learn any of this, but you want to see what sort of questions are asked when you go on interviews. It's a great way to just go dabble and see what's on there. If you are interested in seeing just the Google courses, just go ahead and type in Google in the search bar, and it will give you Google only courses. But on there, if you have family members that are younger, it starts from like elementary all the way until whenever you decide to go on there and learn. It really has a little bit for everyone on there. Next one up is Codecademy. Now, Codecademy teaches you specific languages or technology through interactive lessons. They have some beginner courses, but some other ones that have the pro label, you have to pay for. Now with COVID, they were offering 10,000 free scholarships to students. You do have to go online and apply for the scholarship. So go ahead and check them out, and you may qualify to get the pro label for free for a limited amount of time. Next one up is Code.org. They also have live interactive classrooms with weekly challenges to engage students of all levels. Even those that don't have computers can go on Code.org. Here are the links to those opportunities that I mentioned, as well as some other opportunities available online. Again, all of these resources are found on Handshake in the resources tab. Here are some more edX, another great organization, Free Code Camp, amazing. Khan Academy starts off from, so if you have siblings that are interested in this, send them to Khan Academy. Great opportunity there to learn new skills. For those of you that recently attended the presentation with Hugo Paris from Amazon Web Services, here are some resources that were shared with us, so feel free to check them out. Some individual projects that you can work on. Now remember, these are just ideas that we're going to provide to you. Building a project is a great way for you to learn and apply the knowledge that you've learned. For example, I provided those resources earlier. You may want to go on there and learn a new skill. Like I mentioned, you may want to learn C++, and then you may want to apply that in a project. So first off, try to be creative. Think of something that you personally would like to use, or an idea you would like to improve on. Maybe it's something you already worked on in your classroom. Maybe you started a project in one of your classes, and now it's something that you want to expand on. Or maybe it's an idea of something that you saw that you would like to make better. I know, for example, that we have I think she's called Julie, the new artificial intelligence for NSU campus. Or it can be anything that you experienced on campus. Let's say online learning. Maybe there was something that you would improve on with your online learning experience, and you can turn that into a project. Be genuinely interested, because it's just going to make the project that much more easier for you. When you're working on an idea that you feel passionate about, you may be more invested in it. And like I mentioned earlier, with planning it, make sure that you have some sort of plan when you're building a project and goals and tasks that you're going to accomplish. I was recently at a conference, and one of the members at the conference, one of the attendees, shared something that their student worked on, and I thought it was interesting, and I wanted to share that with you. The student used this model of Slack to implement a creative solution at their university. So first, let me explain to you a little bit about what Slack is. Slack makes it simple to follow conversations or find information in an easily searchable archive. So for example, think of your Outlook calendar. When you get an email, let's say from the president, it goes directly into your inbox, so that when you have to go back and research it, you either have to remember who the sender was of the email or something very specific to search by that information. What Slack does is that it takes that concept of only you being able to see it and then converts it more into public information. So things like an email from the president or basic information about the school, let's say the operating hours of the cafeteria have been updated, and you get an email about that. Instead of an email, it goes into this database where it creates a more easily searchable archive of information that everyone can access. So a student took this idea and created an app for students with answers to commonly asked questions. For example, maybe some updated news that has been shared with those students, or the location of something change. You can go on that app and get information up to the minute, and everyone is in the know and has the latest information. I thought that was a pretty interesting concept and a good idea. Maybe you guys can get a similar idea and create something for NSU. Go Sharks. Admit that working on an individual project is a little bit easier because you are controlling the entire process beginning to end. You're controlling the goals that you're setting for yourself and the type of project that you're selecting. You're pretty much controlling all aspects of that project. There are benefits from working on a group project that you just cannot get from working on an individual project. I wanted to highlight some of those benefits on here. These are top skills, top soft skills that employers are looking for, and they are very closely tied into group projects. First one up is time management. Now you're not only accountable to yourself, you're accountable to others on your team. You also have to use persuasion skills, though that one definitely on an individual project is pretty hard to do on your own. On a group project, someone may disagree. It can be something as small as disagreeing on the time that you're going to meet every week. And you have to persuade someone that your time is the best time. You have to also become adaptable to those around you, and with a positive attitude to add to that. You have to show your leadership skills in delegating roles, delegating responsibility, meeting deadlines. You're collaborating with a group, you're pulling your knowledge together. Maybe someone needs a little bit of help and you have to help them out in a certain areas in addition to doing your full load. That is collaboration. And one newer term is emotional intelligence. That's the ability to perceive, evaluate, and respond to your own emotion and the emotion of others. So we all have different personality types, but when working on a team, we have to learn how to deal with and navigate other types of personalities as well. Hopefully, these will convince you to jump on and do a group project. I wanted to share with you some sample group ideas. This is just a small sample of ideas to hopefully get your creative juices flowing. First one up is NSU Smart Campus. So I was thinking, how can maybe you come up with an idea to improve the student experience? Maybe you can reach out to OIT. Maybe you could reach out to a professor and see how you can offer fresh solutions, maybe to old problems. Think of what just recently happened with COVID and that we have this online experience. How did that work for you? How would you improve that process? In going back to campus in fall, maybe how is the new learning going to look like? And is there anything that you would recommend there? Maybe you can take a class project and take it to the next level. If you only did front end on the project, you may want to consider doing back end and expand that project. You may want to take one of those courses that I mentioned earlier and learn a program, or maybe take a program that you as a team learned at school, and then you want to take a couple of classes maybe to solidify that learning, and then work on a project where you're using that knowledge that you have now acquired. You can also decide as a team that you want to volunteer your skills to a mission. Catch a Fire is a great organization where you can volunteer your time. These are mostly small, usually non-for-profit organizations that need help but don't necessarily have the funds. So another great way to volunteer your skills and your knowledge as a team. You may, as a team, want to participate in open source. So open source authors, like the Linux operating system, make its source code available to others who would like to view that code, copy it, learn from it, alter it, and share it. And this is a great way of working together that practices open collaboration between a community to build or maintain something. And I have some examples here, some open source that you can check out for yourself. There's Google Summer of Code. For this summer, the opportunity has already passed, but you definitely, with Google, it's always good to check them out a year in advance because of the requirements that they do have. And there are some other sites on here, as well as some mentorship in working on your open source code. You can find these documents again on Handshake. Feel free to go and check that out. And here's an idea for a little side project you can throw in while completing any of the other projects that I mentioned, and that is networking and building your brand online. LinkedIn is a great resource where you can get started. If you do not already have a LinkedIn account, I do highly recommend that you take some time over the summer and you start to build that. 9 out of 10 recruiters are using LinkedIn to recruit. You can follow companies on there to be in the know on what employers you want to work for. And you can start hitting that like button, looking for employees within that company that you may want to follow as well, making those connections. You may want to follow some influencers and learn from some leaders in the field. And you may also want to follow industries so that you can become an expert and stay on top of trends in your industry. So with that, I want to thank you for your time with us today. I do encourage you to follow us on social media. You can follow us at NSU Computing. I hope you have a great day.